Hello again, it's Amy with Just a Little Ink. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I'm here today to share with you a card. I'm calling it Artistically Inked Birthday. This is a card I created for a swap and also for my team's monthly card that I send. I send to those who are in my Stampin' Up team, those who have signed up to be demonstrators underneath me. I send them a card every month that I create to inspire and to hopefully encourage them to stamp. Sometimes I think we just need a little boost to be able to do that. This month, Stampin' Up is offering a special to join. It's called Join Plus, and it ends on May the 31st. So it's very short, only a couple more days left. But for that low price of $99 for the Join Kit, you receive an additional amount. So instead of having only $125 in merchandise that you receive for that $99, you get $155. And that includes the shipping. It's a great deal. There's no obligation to sell. You can decide that it's not for you and you only wanted this awesome kit, or you can do what I have chosen to do, and that is to make it a business. Start selling, gathering some people around, start small, friends and family. That's how I started. I just invited my neighbors over to see what they would like, and it has grown since then. I'm now in my 19th year as a demonstrator, and I have made the best friends through this. So I just wanted to kind of remind you about that. The other thing that's going on right now, and it actually goes for a little bit longer, is the Connect, Craft, and Collect special. And this is for every order or party order of $250 and more, you will receive an extra $25 in host rewards. So that can be whether you have a party and gather a lot of orders together to get there, or if that's just you wanted to place a large order, it's a great time to do that. That goes in, through June the 14th, and so I hope you'll take advantage of that. So with that, I want to go ahead and get started. Artistically Inked is a brand new stamp out of our brand new catalog, Expressions in Ink Suite. Comes with some beautiful inked kind of designs. I fell in love with this style, and some beautiful paper. The paper is on back order through the end of June. Could change depending on supply, but with COVID, things are just kind of a whole different deal. But I want to go ahead and show you what you need to do this card. So again, I'm using the Artistically Inked stamp set. The coordinating dies, these are the artistic dies, very detailed, beautiful. And of course, I'm using just the leaves. Kind of loved how those looked. And then there's some dies that will cut out all these different images, which are kind of nice. Well, not this one, but these others. And then for the inside, I'm using Happiest of Birthdays. So I have a greeting on the inside besides Happy Birthday. So let's begin. I'll show you what else you need in order to make this card. So all of these measurements I will have on my blog, justalittleink.com, so don't worry. You'll need a half a sheet of polished pink. Polished pink is one of our new in colors. This will go through 2023. Half a sheet, 5.5 by 8.5, and scored at 4 1/4. Then I have another piece of polished pink, 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I've already run it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with the texture folder, the Tasteful Textile folder. Nice little details there. You'll also need a 1/4 sheet, 4 inches by 5 1/4 of our basic white that goes on the inside. And then I have a piece of our designer paper. This is the, hold on, I will tell you. It is the Expressions in Ink 12 by 12 designer series paper. It's a specialty paper on the other side, and a lot of them, they have nice gold images. So this is a 2" by 5" piece. I happen to have a whole bunch of other little pieces. I'll tell you kind of, this piece was a 1/2 inch. It's some of those extra pieces that you cut off when you do these little inserts. And then I went to 3 inches to get my happy birthday. But if you're not using scraps, I'm using some scraps, you would use a piece that's about 4 inches by about, well, I thought I wrote it down. Oh, yes, I did. You want a piece that's about 2 3/4 inch by 5 inches. That should be enough to get all of the different images. So your flowers, your leaves, should be able to get them all on there. And then I used some of our gold foil paper. I backed it with our adhesive sheets so that it's sticky on the back side. Ran it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Get all kinds of those little holes that you got to peel off, but it works real well. And then I'm using the gold metallic pearls. You can see I'm almost out of them. I love these metallic pearls. They come 242 of them, 121 of each color. You get both gold and silver. So let's start. What we need to do, I'm going to start it out with folding my 1/2 sheet in half. I have already scored it. I find that works the best. Pull out my bone folder. It's much better. Doesn't give me fingernail marks. I can set that aside. Then I'm going to take my Designer Series paper. I'm going to pull out my ruler, and this old ruler I've had for a while now, and a pencil. I want to mark my halfway mark, so 1 inch, and I want to come in a 1/2 inch up, little mark there. Then I'm going to pull out my paper snips. Now you could eyeball this. I just find that I don't like to eyeball. I want it a little more exact. So I've come up in the center. Then I'm going to come from this corner, this point, up to where I snipped. And then do the same thing on that other side. It's a quick way to get a banner. And you can make it whatever depth you want this to be. And then if you still have a little pencil mark like I do, you can just erase it. So then I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. Put some adhesive on the back of this paper. Line it up, somewhere between 1/4 and a 1/2 inch from the edge. All the way to the top of this inset, like so. Then I'm going to peel off the back of my adhesive sheet from the foil. This is where I'm going to get my little bit of bling in it. Peel it off. If I have any of those little dots from the inside, it will start to peel off from it at this point. So it's already sticky. So I'm going to come up this angle, and I want it to kind of just lay around like so. Then push with my fingers. That'll get that adhesive to stick to the cardstock. Just gives a nice bright color there. So then I need to get busy with the rest of what I'm coloring. So I'm going to open up my polished pink ink. I've placed the big stamp on the back here. This is a nice kind of alcohol ink look. Kind of a splotchy look, but it just is so artistic. So that gives me my beautiful flower. I also, while I have my pink out, want to go ahead and stamp my happy birthday. So I'm going to line up that 1/2 inch piece, come in here like so. There we go. Then I'm done with my polished pink. Get rid of that. On the inside, I want to put a little bit of pale papaya. It's another one of our new in colors. And I'm going to use that little blop. You could use this for a lot of different things. I'm excited to keep playing with this, but I thought it looked really good just to give me a little bit of the center of my flower. Then I need, from this same ink, so from the pale papaya, I'm going to stamp this flower. This is the smaller one. You could probably also do blobs. So set that aside. That gives me all of that ink that I need. Finally, I've got using some shaded spruce. Shaded spruce is a standard color that we have in our regals. And so I'm going to come in here. I want to ink up higher. See if I planned well enough on this or not. I may not have, but for our purposes, I think it'll be fine. Like so. It's real close. Oh, actually, I didn't need to do two. Huh, that would be why. So I could turn it over, and on the back side, if you do the same thing I just did, you can stamp here, because I can cut this one out and I could cut the top one out and it'll all be fine. So I can set that aside. Then, by the magic of television, as they say, I have already cut them out so that they are ready to go. I ran them through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And all I need to do is I'm going to use just regular adhesive. I do not need to pop this particular one up. I want this little piece to kind of come here. I'm going to come where I want this piece to show just a little bit. And I'm going to have it come up and over. Really, where you place it doesn't matter. Just however you'd like to line stuff up. Then I'm going to use my multi-purpose liquid glue. And I'm going to put just a dot of it on. Whew, that's maybe a little more than a dot. It's really coming out. You have the same thing happen, you can take the other side, grab it here. So I'm going to put my single leaf up here. I'm going to put my double leaf kind of where this little indentation is. I'll just come in a little closer so that hides that. Then I'm going to put Stampin' Dimensionals on the backs. And what I found worked really well was to go between using regular, just a full-sized ones. Maybe we would refer to those as original. They're in our catalogs and online stores, just Stampin' Dimensionals. You could also use half pieces or some of our mini dimensionals, which we came out a few years ago, or you could cut. I snip all the time some stuff. So having all of this now, take off my cover pieces from the backs of my Stampin' Dimensionals. Out of the way. I'll throw them away later. And I lined it up. Whoops, almost. Need to put my words down first. So what I did is I lined up my words coming in here higher than my banner. Came it across. Then this can go down because it wants to go on top of there. So I'm going to come in, come as far over as I possibly can so that this little piece isn't hanging too far into. Everyone's going to look a little bit different. So that completes the front. Then I can attach it to the front of my card. You could either pop it up with some dimensionals or it can go down flat. It's already got some dimensions, so I'm not sure it's needed. I'm going to pick out my take your pick tool, my little stickiness on the end, and I'm going to pop off just 3 of these little metallic pearls. Kind of place them randomly around. Well, put it over here. There we go, like so. And then I've got to do something on the inside. So on this one, I had taken and used these cute little trio of flowers. So again, I open up my polished pink. Now if you blurb it with your finger, then you can turn it over. All papers have 2 sides. It's a good thing because I need it all the time. So, like so. And then I'm just going to use some of our Tuxedo Black Memento ink. And again, I told you I was using the It's Your Day, Enjoy It stamp for on the inside. Let's see if I can keep my inky finger off of this. Go on the inside, just like that. Get rid of my ink. I can throw a little bit of adhesive then on the back. Put it on the inside. Like so. And just like that, I've got an elegant card to send to someone for their birthday. Again, thanks for joining me. If you're not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, I'd appreciate it if you would do that. And if you would click that bell, you'll make sure to get notifications anytime I have a new video. If you do not already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be yours. You can order anytime on my Stampin' Up! Website, justalittleink.stampinup.net. And again, all of the measurements for this card will be on my blog, justalittleink.com. Thanks again. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.